Spurgeon here with RevZilla TV to talk to you about the Givi Monokey side cases available at RevZilla.com. So Givi is going to have a wide variety of different side cases depending on what style you want for your motorcycle. Now the first step before you go any further is to make sure that Monokey racks will fit on your bike. You need to get on the bike finder, type in your bike's information, and you're looking for PL or PLR racks. That's going to stand for either the regular Monokey or the Monokey Rapid Release. Again, once you know those racks will fit your bike, any of these side cases on the table will work with your motorcycle. Install for this whole process on our BSD, our Beard Scale Difficulty for Installation. It's a 1 out of 3, half an hour to an hour in the garage, and you'll be set to go. We'll talk more about install at the end, but for right now, let's jump in and talk about what sets the Monokey cases apart from some of the other luggage and side cases out there on the market. So Givi has been around for over 35 years, and from OEM to aftermarket, they are a leader in the luggage industry. What you're going to see on the table in front of me is their Monokey line of luggage. This is going to be everything from the biggest, the 41 liters, down to the smallest, 22 liters in capacity, and there's going to be a little bit of something for everyone depending on the look you're going for. So we're going to start on my right-hand side and we're going to work our way through the table. The E360 that you see over here on my right-hand side is going to set itself apart from the other two bags because it's the only one on the table that's sold individually. This is also the only one that can be used as a side case as well as a top case. So if you really wanted to, you could use two of these as your side cases and then one on the top as a top case. You're going to notice it's a double-walled plastic construction that we're going to see with Givi's luggage, and you're also going to see this nice big red strip that acts as a reflective nature. You're also going to notice that there is an add more light kit you can get for this. So if you're using this as a side case, it'll act as turn signals. If you're using it as a top case, it's going to act as a brake light. Just a nice visible feature. The other thing I want to point out with the E360, this is going to be a narrow case, so it's 40 liters in capacity. You're not going to be able to fit a full face helmet in this because of how narrow it is. This will, however, be perfect for you folks out there in California that are possibly going to be lane splitting and you need a nice narrow case. Let me open this up, and as I'm doing so, the one nitpick that I do have with this is that the actual latching mechanism for this takes a little while to get used to. It's a little bit tricky. Once you get used to it, it's fine. Just practice with it a few times before you go out and actually take a trip with it, and all of a sudden you can't figure out how to open your luggage. Now, opening this up, again, double-walled plastic construction, nice sealed gasket along the top is going to make this pretty well weatherproof. You're going to see a document pouch up top, and you're going to have this nice elasticated X strap that's going to hold everything in once this is mounted on your bike as a side case. The other thing I want to point out is that there's a nice mounting strap on either side holding the lid from hitting the ground. So if you have this installed in your bike, I've seen it with some lesser OEM luggage where these straps aren't there or they fail and the top opens up, bangs on the ground, and now your case is all scratched up. Givi did a really nice job of adding these in here, and they're super well done in their construction. Now, closing this one up, we're going to go ahead and move over to the left-hand side, and on my left-hand side is going to be the E41. This is great for you folks that possibly forget your keys, and I say that because as I pop this open, you're going to see it says keyless nice and large down the side. There's a keyless entry point to this, and if you look right here, there's going to be a 3-tumbler lock that's going to allow you to access the top of the bag without having your keys present. You're simply going to pop that open, and as my cameraman always makes fun of me for having weak hands because I was fumbling with this earlier, but I was able to get it in the first try there. It pops right open, and you're going to see, again, nice gasket lining this to keep it nice and weatherproof, but this allows you just to access your bag without opening up the entire lid. So once it's installed in your bike, you can fine-tune your packing, or you can simply access a few items on top without having to rummage through your entire bag. And again, the E41 is going to set itself apart not just from the keyless entry, but the fact that this is a pretty large case, 41 liters in capacity, and you can actually fit 2 full-face helmets in each side. Again, this is sold as a pair, so you get a pair of these. Like I mentioned with the Add More kit for this, you are going to be able to get an Add More light kit for this as well, so if you want to use brake lights or turn signals, you can add those after the fact. Now, last but not least, the E22N Givi labels this as a cruiser case. I think that is absolutely wrong. This is a case that you can use on pretty much any bike out there, and it's actually one of my favorites in this lineup. It is my favorite in this lineup. This is going to be a case that you can throw on an F800 like you see behind me, and I think it looks great. It's going to be a top-loading case. It's going to be lightweight, 22 liters in capacity, not a huge case, but just enough room that you can get enough stuff in there for a nice week-long trip. And it's not going to break the bank. You can get a pair of these. It's going to come in around $225. So for those of you out there that are looking looking to get some luggage on your bike without breaking the bank, this is an option you want to consider. Again, I think this one looks great, and I think it looks great with a lot of different bikes out there. So regardless of which one works for your bike, you want to make sure first and foremost those PL and PLR racks will fit your motorcycle. Without those racks, these aren't going to work. Now, that's going to take us into the install for this. It's a 1 out of 3 on our BSD, our beard scale difficulty for installation, and it really refers to the installation of those racks. Depending on your bike, it's going to take you about a half an hour to an hour in the garage to get those installed, and once those racks are installed, the bags themselves will pop on and off in a matter of seconds. Givi does a really nice job with the actual way that these bags mount to the hardware. It's one click, one push of a button, and they pop right off. Now, the last thing I want to throw out there, if you're someone that's only planning on using your luggage maybe 2 or 3 times a year, consider going with the PLR racks. It stands for rapid release, and what that means is in a matter of minutes you can actually remove the whole racking system from your bike and go out and ride the bike along as if there's nothing installed on it whatsoever. So I think Givi did a really nice job of giving you a wide variety of different bags to choose from depending on the look that you're going for. So there's a lot of folks out there rocking Givi luggage on their motorcycles. If you want to hear more about what they have to say, do me a favor, click below. Read other riders' opinions about the Givi setups they have on their bikes. If you have more questions for us, never hesitate, get us on the phone, 877-792-9455, or simply type us out an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Givi Monokey side cases. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.